2016 has been a very big year for Sony in general because they've had a lot of new releases and a lot of new games that's come out. But as far as new releases is concerned, one of the things that many people probably don't know is the fact that the PlayStation 4 Pro in its opening week has sold more than the PlayStation VR during its opening week. During its opening week, the PlayStation 4 Pro sold over 65,000 units in Japan, opposed to the PlayStation VR that sold over 50,000 units during its first week in Japan. Now, the prices for both the PlayStation 4 Pro and the PlayStation VR during both their opening weeks are very similar. In Japan, the price for for the PlayStation 4 Pro console and the PlayStation VR is approximately 444,980 yen, while in America the price for both those products would be $399 plus tax. Now, some people may say, well, it's kind of expensive and that the PlayStation VR costs too much or it's about the same price as a console. So it makes people wonder, should the price for the PlayStation VR have been trimmed just a little bit? Well, at this point, some people probably wouldn't blame Sony because PlayStation VR virtual reality is something that Sony has never done, and it's something that many people are very interested and eager to try. So, as far as the PlayStation 4 Pro is concerned, the PlayStation 4 Pro basically is almost twice as strong as the original PlayStation 4 because it includes 1 terabyte of hardware storage capacity, which is twice the size as the original PlayStation 4 console, which features 500 gigabytes. So that being said, many people would feel like that's a reasonable price to basically pay for the PlayStation 4 Pro. As far as the VR, many people probably feel like, well, it's just a headset and the bundle is probably going to be much more expensive, and it's definitely more expensive. And it's something that may seem unreasonable for some people unless they bought it on Black Friday if there was a good deal or not. But looking at the PlayStation VR, having the headset is actually an advantage that Sony has over Microsoft in terms of products, because as of right now, the Xbox One doesn't have a virtual reality headset or anything like that, but they do have an Xbox One S console that features 2 terabytes. So they have a console that features 2 terabytes, and the PlayStation 4 Pro only has 1. So it'll be a matter of time before, I guess, the PlayStation 4 really has a console that features 2 terabytes. More hardware storage, and it's just something that people are very eager to see. But in terms of sales, I guess it probably surprised some people that I guess the PlayStation 4 Pro console sold more than the VR. And if that's the case, then maybe I guess the price for the VR may need to come down a little bit. But if Sony anticipated this and they anticipated for the PlayStation 4 Pro to sell more than the PlayStation VR, then this is perfectly okay. Either way, it was pretty cool to see the release of both of those consoles, and things look like they're looking pretty bright for Sony going into the year 2017.